Welcome everybody. It is the TAG Live 205 Talk Show. I'm back, baby. What's going on? Episode 4 now. This is the MLB trade deadline episode. We have a very special episode of this coming towards you today. Not only trade deadline talk, but we are doing the predictions, not only about my Braves, but we're doing every other team as well. We're also going to get into the NBA Summer League and what's been going on there, how the top picks are faring. We're going to get into the Denver Broncos, the Rockies. We're going to get into all Denver sports, and we're going to get into the Jalen Brunson extension. I know I'm a little bit late on it, but we're going to get into that and see how the Knicks are going to go into pay cut heaven, apparently. And then we have just regular news. You know how we get down over here on TAG Live 205. So let's get down to it, guys. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and like it up. You know how we get it over here. So the first thing I want to talk about is the MLB trade deadline. It is coming up on July 30th, as you guys know. And players, particularly, I always joke with my mom about this. Players, particularly, start to play better in July. If you sit back and actually analyze the players, they play better in July, so they won't have to get dealt. Plain and simple. And I've put together 5 possible trades that could happen at this year's deadline. I have Pete Alonso and Luis Severino going to the Houston Astros, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. going to the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bo Bichette coming to the Atlanta Braves, and Garrett Crochet going to the Baltimore Orioles. Now, and one more trade. This is a sneaky one that I've been seeing develop. I have Eric Fetty to the Dodgers. Now, 2 of these trades can be combined into one package. There are such things as 3-team trades, guys, but that's a little bit too much information if you get what I mean. Eric Fetty is almost likely to be dealt at this year's deadline for Chicago White Sox. He's been doing great this season. A resurgence in his career, all of a sudden, we remember Eric Fetty being on the Washington Nationals and not being as good as we know he can be. Eric Fetty, when he was drafted, somebody that I thought could be an integral ace, not really in a bullpen role, but he got slated to the bullpen, didn't really work out there. Now that he's a starter / bullpen person for the Chicago White Sox, because it's the White Sox, you're going to play every position because it's the White Sox, right? So bullpen starter, he can either be a closer if you wanted to. Eric Fetty is that guy. You're going to have to give up probably one top 10 prospect, right? Because Eric Fetty, I believe, is on a 1-year contract unless he has another year of club control. But if he has another year of control, whether it's club or player, you still have to give up something for him. And for him to go to the Dodgers, we're looking at prospects, right? What about, and this is probably a stretch. But I have a few prospects in mind that could go to the White Sox in return for an Eric Fetty. Now, reminder, this is not a Garrett Crochet type of player. You could give up a Nick Frasso. I don't think you would want to do that if you are the Dodgers, but if you are the White Sox, you're looking more for the younger prospects, not such the 24, 25-year-old prospects, right? Are you looking at Dalton Rushing? Are you looking at possibly, but you already have Edgar Cuero, and they're not going to give up Dalton Rushing for Eric Fetty. Diego Cartaya might be a guy that they could give up, right? They already got Dalton Rushing, unless he's going to play first baseman. I don't see them keeping both of them. So I believe that Cartaya is the one to go. And if I'm even the White Sox, get Kendall George. I have my slated trade is Kyle Hurt, who can be a young vet and come up immediately. Kendall George. And then I also have Maddox. Yes, Maddox. Don't. I know people in the comments are going to be like, that's too much. Maddox Burns, okay? He's a good one. Yes, he was drafted high. He was a highly touted pitcher prospect. I get it. He's supposed to be up by now. But it's the Dodgers. They don't know, right? If I'm the White Sox, I'm asking for Maddox Burns. You get a young ace out there with Drew Thorpe that can develop with him. Noah Schultz is coming up soon. Zavala's coming up soon in the outfield. You can have Kendall George out there with him as well. If you trade Luis Robert, you can get so many top talent prospects back. But in the event that you are trading one of your pitchers, if not both of them, to the Dodgers, make sure you get an outfielder. Go get Kendall George. Go get Diego Cartaya. I know it's probably too much, but if you're getting those prospects, you're at least trading 2 or 3 of your guys. Point blank, period. And I want to break down this trade because a lot of people would say, get Trey Sweeney, somebody that can work the outfield with Costa Montgomery. He might be up by the end of the season. We don't know if Trey Sweeney is gonna be up by the end of this season, or the start of spring training. And he's been hitting the cover off the baseball in minor leagues, in my opinion, this year. He has a 241 average. That's decent from where he was at when he first came into the league. He has 353 at bats, right? He has 12 home runs, 56 RBIs already. 56 RBIs this season. So that maxes out what he did 2 years ago. 41 walks. I think he would fit great in Chicago. I think anybody would fit great in Chicago right now, but you need a middle infielder, right? You already have Costa Montgomery right there. Is Wes Cath, is he that guy? Is he that guy next to Costa Montgomery? I don't think so. I thought he was gonna be that guy next to him. You could look at a Trey Sweeney, you could look at a possible, I don't know if this is a Khalil Watson if you want to do a reclamation project, but I don't think Cleveland, I don't know about that. You could even look at a Jordan Groshans. You can even look at an Arjun Namalia from Toronto, but I don't think they're going to want to trade him because they're probably going to go into a rebuild as well. But all of these are options. All these are options for you. Nick Frasso is probably the one guy that you go after just to have a young vet. But just go get Kyle Hurt. Just go get Kyle Hurt. He's better, in my opinion. Kyle Hurt's better. You're not touching any of the top two. You're not touching DePaula or rushing unless you're giving up Crochet and Robert. But that's a long shot. That's a long shot. So I need you to kind of, once again, let me know your thoughts about that trade below. Vlad Jr. to Pittsburgh. Now, this one was a little bit more harder to analyze, guys. Because are you giving up Bubba Chandler? Are you giving up Bubba Chandler? You're probably not giving up Bubba Chandler. You're not giving up Tamir Johnson. He's the future of that franchise. Him, O'Neal Cruz, we know, right? Paul Schemes, they're the future of the franchise. Are you giving up Ashcraft? You probably do have to give up Ashcraft. I would give up Ashcraft. I would give up Xander. I would give up Michael Kennedy. Any of those guys. You give up 2 to 3 pitchers and then a first baseman, right? You probably don't want to give up Garrett Foster because he's good in my opinion. Do you want to give up Jace Bowen, who could be up next year? Any of these guys in the Pirate system, or do you want to give up somebody that's in the major leagues? Do you want to give up a Jared Jones, which I don't think they're going to want to do that. But hey, it's all a part of the plan for Pittsburgh. They feel like they can contend now. They can contend now. I think they should have tried to trade Brian Reynolds when they had the chance, though, to get some prospects back for him and get some major league arms and major league, I don't know, a major league outfielder in return for him. But you signed him to 8-year extension, so it shows that the next era is coming and you're pushing towards contention. With Paul Skeens being the head of that, O'Neal Cruz, Tamir Johnson. Bubba Chandler should be up this year. I'll be surprised if he doesn't at least get a call in September. He's been pitching lights out. Yes, he has a 3.53 ERA, but he's been pitching lights out. He's only given up 5 home runs this year. It's safe to say that he will be up this year. Tamir Johnson will probably be up. I like this kid. I think he should be a top 10 prospect in baseball. Hitting the cover off the baseball as usual. He already has 9 home runs. I mean, has been injured part of the season. But last year, he hit the cover off the baseball. So, are you ready to give up prospects. Yeah, I say no, Pittsburgh. But if it's for Vlad, if it's for Vlad Guerrero, try not to touch any of the top five and just give up six on down. But would it be a good pickup? Yes, it will be a great pickup for them. You talk about a guy that can come in instantly and change the trajectory of that franchise. Like I said, alongside Paul Schemes, O'Neal Cruz, Key Brian Hayes, and other guys that are already up there with guys coming up like Tamir Johnson and others. You got Tucapito Marcano, but he got suspended and banned. Nick Gonzalez, he's all right. He's all right. You should probably try to look to flip him as well. But once again, the Pirates know what they're doing. I don't. Um, the next trade I want to discuss is Bo Bichette to Atlanta. Now, you're not giving up Waldrop. You're not giving up. Well, we would no. I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up AJ Smith-Shawver. I don't want to give up Hurston Waldrop. I don't want to give up J.R. Ritchie or Owen Murphy. I don't even want to give up Nacho Alvarez for him. I would give up Jake Baldwin. I would give up Drake Baldwin because he's not going to crack anything at catcher. We already have Sean Murphy there. He's not gonna, and then Travis Darno. He's not cracking anytime soon, right? I wouldn't mind giving up a shortstop like a Tavares who's down there. Dylan Dodd, I would try to keep. If you can give up Darius Vines, do it. But try not to touch any of the top five, and then from there you can figure out what's what. Dave McKee, somebody that's not going to be up either anytime soon. You could trade him to Toronto. He may come up sooner than we think. It may come up next year, even though his ETA is 2026. You need a shortstop, right? And the reason why I say this trade could work. You need a shortstop. You need somebody that can come in there right now and execute. Is he the guy to save the day for the Braves right now? Not necessarily, but he's definitely a piece that you could add on. He's a future piece, right? Bo Bichette is only what, 24, 25, somewhere around there, just entering his prime. He had a down year this year. He'll be perfect. He'll be perfect for that team to go alongside Austin Riley, Ozzy Albies. If you bring up Nacho Alvarez, Matt Olson, any of these guys, Sean Murphy, I can just go on about my Braves and what we need to add the deadline. But Bo Bichette it should be our number one target this year. He can propel us into playoff contention. Yes, we may be a wildcard team this year, but we're going to be a scary one for sure if we do. Going to give me the next trade. Give me Garrett Crochet to Baltimore. Yes, this needs to happen. So he's going to get traded. I would. It's almost like the Dylan Cease thing, right? Where Dylan Cease didn't get traded at the deadline, and then he got traded a month after the World Series of last season. So it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing, right? You're not giving up Holiday. Would you give up Basello? Probably you would. Are you giving up Mayo? No, unless you're getting back somebody that you like. I would ask for Kobe Mayo if I'm the White Sox. Once again, Colson Montgomery needs a midfield partner. He needs somebody in that infield with him to grow with, and Kobe Mayo could definitely be that guy. Connor Norby, all right. I mean, once again, if I'm the White Sox, this is what I'm asking for. I'm asking for Dylan Beavers. I'm asking for Kay Povich and Kobe Mayo. And I will even trade you Eric Fetty if he's not already traded. I will even give you Eric Fetty, or I will give you a bat that you want in order to make this happen. Now, is Baltimore going to give all that up? Probably not. But if a trade comes up that they like, they're going to get it, right? The White Sox love speed. You could go Enrique Bradfield Jr., but is he going to be somebody that's going to come up next year? You don't know, right? And even looking at the Chicago White Sox organization and their farm system, Colson Montgomery, he's the future. He's the future. I'm sorry. He's the future of that team. You build the team around, you build the offense around him, right? You build the offense around Colson Montgomery. You build that infield around him. Noah Schultz, you built the pitching staff around him. And you built the pitching staff around him and Drew Thorpe. Plain and simple. Zavala, he's going to be a great outfield for them. They even got Jacob Gonzalez. I like this kid. He's somebody that could grow as well. He can. I don't know if he's going to be shortstop. He can probably be second baseman if anything, but he's a guy. I like. I like Jake Eater, who they acquired last year. He should be up this year, um, just to get some reps in. So it's a lot of guys in their farm system that I like, but they don't have the best of farm systems. We know that this is not 7 years ago where they had Eloy and Luis and all those guys like Tim Anderson. This is not that. Michael Kopech. Even Kopech could get dealt. We're not even talking about Kopech's potential trade if somebody wants to come along and offer you, I don't know, prospects and like a salary filler. You know, Kai Bush is somebody that I feel like would be a great addition um to the pitching staff. He was acquired from the Angels last year, of course. I believe that was in the trade for Lucas Giolito. I believe that was in the trade for Lucas Giolito. Um, Brooks Baldwin is a guy that I've I fell in love with in 2022. If you guys know me, well, you probably don't know. I'm a big, big, big Brooks Baldwin guy. This guy should be up right now, in my opinion. Hitting the cover off the baseball as usual. He's a utility player. He can play anywhere. 8 home runs this year, with a 324 batting average. Yeah, this guy, he's going to be if they want to get rid of a prospect, they bring in somebody on a 1 year deal that the fans can get interested about just to have just for the heck of it. Brooks Baldwin could be an interesting prospect to trade, but I don't think you're in the market to trade prospects right now. If you are the Chicago White Sox, you need to be trying to get prospects back. Now, in terms of predictions, who will buy, who will sell? I have the Boston Red Sox buying and a little bit of selling as well. I do have the New York Yankees buying. Obviously, Tampa Bay is going to sell, in my opinion. Randy Rosarena could be going at the right price, so watch out for that one. Um, Baltimore's going to buy. We know that. Toronto's going to sell. And then we have the big teams, right? Yes, I just targeted one division, but that division is likely to have the most movement, in my opinion. I will say. Um, you have Chicago's going to be a big seller for sure. The White Sox. I think both Chicago teams might sell. If 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 the Cubs get a call about Cody Bellinger and it's an offer they can't refuse, I think they do it, right? Ian Happ, when is he going to be gone? Like these are questions that we have to ask the Chicago White Sox front office. I mean, the Cubs front office, excuse me. You guys need to rebuild. They don't want to rebuild. It seems like they don't want to do it. You have Matt Shaw right there that's willing to play third base. James Triantos to come up and play second base. You have Kate Horton and Ben Brown as your aces of the future. They need to just execute this. Just blow it up. You have Pete Crow Armstrong there, future outfielder. Kevin Alcantara. Like you have pieces to build around. Point blank. Period. You have pieces to build around. Um, segment. So I want to also target the NBA Summer League as well. So once again, with those trades, let me know below what trades you would like to see and how you would analyze these trades and how they would affect the MLB as a whole. Would they affect a division? Would they affect a whole conference? Would they affect the whole league? We don't know. So definitely let me know down below as we go into effect for this second segment of NBA Summer League. It has been effective for a lot of undrafted players. We have heard nothing but undrafted players playing defense from the Atlanta Hawks with Keaton Wallace. That is Casey Wallace's younger brother, I believe. He got a two-way contract just off of one game, but hey, he's going to be good for us when he comes up throughout the season next season. Say, for instance, if one of your guards get injured, he can step right in and he can be that backup point guard, run the offense, play terrific defense, just like his brother. It runs in the Wallace family. I want to kind of talk about some standouts here. I want to talk about Miles Buzelis. First of all, he's been terrific for the Chicago Bulls. Talk about a guy that dropped right to them, a guy that could have gone forward to the San Antonio Spurs, but we know that he is such a high talent in this league. He will definitely be in the running for Rookie of the Year, and no doubt about it. If he could average anywhere between 13 and 15 points a game with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, he'll be good, right? Zachary Richichet, our guy, come on now, you already know. Number 1 pick overall from France. Zachary, of course, nervous energy for the first game, and then now I know he hasn't been consistent, but at the same time, he's better than Alex Sarr right now. He's way better than the guy that said he didn't want to come here. But it's okay. We're not going to talk about that. Zachary Richichet, the number 1 pick in the NBA draft to the Atlanta Hawks, has been a terrific pick for us. You talk about a guy that can come right in right now, is gonna start either the shooting guard or the small forward position, assuming we don't trade Bogey for any picks. He's going to start at the small forward position over DeAndre Hunter for sure. You're going to have a lineup of Trey, probably Kobe Buffkin or Dyson Daniels, Zachary Richichet, Jalen Johnson, Clint Capella, assuming we don't trade him. So then what you're looking at is a starting lineup that's versatile, that can play defense. The only person on the floor that won't be able to shoot is Clint Capella. That's fine. Onyeka can shoot the 3 ball. So would you switch around Capella and Big O and bring Capella off the bench and start Big O? I think they need to experiment with that as well next season, just to see what lineup is better. And I think Big O being on the floor can space the floor out for you. He doesn't have the best of handles, but he can put the ball on the floor for sure. Also, let's talk about the Portland Trailblazers. I want to talk about Donovan Clingan. A lot of people are saying he's struggling. Yes, I mean, all the rookies are going to struggle. All the rookies are going to struggle, right? I mean, they're nervous. They want to impress the fans. They want to impress themselves, right? They want to impress the coaches. They want to impress the GMs. So that way, the fans know what is coming. They even want to impress Ronnie 2K, for heaven's sakes, right now, because he's been teasing Bronny with his rating and all of that. He's been teasing multiple players with their rating. He already came out and said that Jared McCain is a 70 overall, which I believe that's a great rating for him. I would even try to boost him up to a 71, 72 maybe, just because of his 3-point rating. But even him, he's done great. He's done great in this summer league. I actually watched the Philadelphia 76ers game yesterday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Rob Dillingham looks amazing. He's good in the clutch. Justin Edwards, I don't know how he didn't get drafted. He went undrafted. Went to the 76ers, and he's going to be a great person off the bench. He can even start some games that shooting guard, small forward, alongside Tyrese Maxey. Like, the Sixers this year, could they win a championship? Absolutely. Will they make the finals? It's a good chance. Will they make the conference finals? That's up for debate. They can never get over the hump of the second round. But this year, they have a good chance to do it with the addition of Paul George, bringing back Kelly Oubre as well on a longer term contract. So just look out for that. And one more thing from Summer League. We're talking about ratings, right? We're talking about 2K ratings. A lot of players have been playing other games such as Call of Duty and stuff like that. Bronny James has played Call of Duty, and he has whooped a lot of people's behind. I would definitely say, like, he's definitely, beat a lot of people at the game. I think he won the cup for Call of Duty as well during the Summer League, so that's great. A lot of players have been getting PS5s after getting scans. I saw Zachary Richichet walk out with a PS5. Jared McCain walk out with a PS5. So is Ronnie doing free PS5 giveaways for scans now? This is interesting. All of these things, I'm going to get more into on the next episode as well, or on the segment of swap speculation that is set to be at 12 today. So definitely look out for that. We're going to get into the Broncos here. The Denver Broncos. This is a team that, once again, I've spoken about before, and I will speak about again. They don't have a place. They don't have a guy that they can lean on. A lot of people say Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, Patrick Surtain. If I were him, I would want out. I would start to weigh my options in Denver, see if I can request a trade before the deadline on Halloween, and see what you can get, right? Like, see if you can actually get a trade and facilitate a trade to a team that's gonna potentially go to the Super Bowl next year, right? You don't even have to win it, but just to be in the Super Bowl. I would love to see Pat Surtain in the Super Bowl, guarding a oh, I don't know, a Garrett Wilson of the Jets or somebody like that. Like I would definitely like to see that. I would definitely like to see him doing that in the AFC title game against the Jets. I would definitely like to see him do that against Patrick Mahomes. Like in the AFC title game, and any of these people. Um, my biggest question for Denver is, what is the plan moving forward? You drafted your quarterback Bo Nix at 12, which many people thought he can go in the second round, a little bit late in the first. I think it was a good reach. Bo Nix is prepared. He's way more prepared than I think Michael Penix is. He's way more prepared um than most guys coming out of college in past years. Once again, he's had all 4 years, I believe. So he's ready, right? He started out at Auburn. That's a good test for a freshman to play Alabama. What, twice or three times or four times when he was at Auburn? So it's a good test. A good test. You have him, Zach Wilson. You traded for Jarrett Stidham, I believe, is still on the roster. So who will be starting quarterback? Probably Bo Nix. Probably Bo Nix will be the starting quarterback. I would do that if I was Sean Payton over there. You still have Javonte Williams as your running back. Are you looking to trade him? We don't know. I think you should keep him as well. He hasn't had a good quarterback. So, I mean, yes, Russell Wilson, Hall of Fame quarterback, but was Russell Wilson really the guy in Denver? I don't think so. So you just think about these things. You think about these things. You gave up Noah Fant. You gave up all these guys just to go out and get Russell Wilson, and it didn't work out for you. The last time you had a good quarterback was Peyton Manning. Let's get it right this time, Denver. You have new uniforms. You might even have a new looking stadium due to renovation rumors and stuff like that. So let's hold the brakes on trying to advance into the playoffs, and let's build this thing up right. Bo Nix, he's gonna need a little bit of time, not as much time as a raw prospect like Michael Penix is gonna need, but Michael Penix is older as well, so it's gonna take a minute. But I believe Bo Nix will be in the running for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year for the NFL. Will he get it? I don't know. We'll have to see about that. We'll definitely have to see. Um, Signing bonuses as well. Caleb Williams got his signing bonus as well. Jaden Daniels got his signing bonus. And these are all on their rookie contracts. Roma Dunze got a signing bonus. I believe every rookie got a signing bonus, but the most notable signing bonuses that really got elevated were, of course, Caleb Williams. The generational quarterback out of USC. He's gonna struggle. Right? We all know that he's gonna struggle. Yes, he has Roma Dunze, he has DJ Moore, he has Keenan Allen right there. So does he have weapons? Absolutely. Can they make the playoffs? I definitely think that they can make the playoffs. They can definitely make the wild card, even the divisional. Are they going to win the Super Bowl this year? No, they're not. Stop it. Can they make the Super Bowl? No. No, it's not happening. NFC title game is a stretch, but hey, anything is possible. I will give them the divisional, and that's all I will give them for now. There's also one more thing I want to speak on with the NFL in terms of trade rumors. Um, the trade deadline for the NFL is coming up on Halloween, or the week of. We need to figure out what the Falcons are going to do. Are they going to trade somebody like a Grady Jarrett away if they're not having a good season, which I don't think they're going to do that. But you just throw scenarios out there, right? Is Cortland Sutton gone before training? Is a player like Michael Thomas signed or traded somewhere, right? We need to think about these things. Devontae Adams, will he be a Jet by October 1st? I think he will be. OTA is already here. And we've heard nothing from Hassan Reddick, who's over there in Japan or Beijing, China, excuse me. And I get it. You want to have a vacation, you want to do all these things, but at the same time, it's football season. It's football off season. They need you there. Now you could take a break after OTAs, and this is the thing that's going to kill the Jets this season. Chemistry. Why is Aaron Rodgers not there? I get it's probably a family matter. Hassan Reddick's not there either. These are the things that are going to kill the Jets because, yes, they have Super Bowl aspirations, but what is it that people don't want to show up to practice? You have Sauce Gardner, the franchise player, in my opinion. People like Sauce Gardner is a great leader, right? People say his character, his bling bling. No, he's a great person on and off the field. A great leader out there. He might be in the running for MVP this year if he gets a certain amount of interceptions this year. Don't count him out either. So Jets Super Bowl aspiration not looking too good, looking kind of bleak right now. If everybody can't get on the same page, Joe Douglas has done a great job to rebuild this team from the ground up to see where it's originally where it started from. You had Sam Darnold to Zach Wilson to now Aaron Rodgers. Amazing, right? Assuming he doesn't get injured, you're looking good. You're looking good. And to talk about big money players and big time players, the Brunson extension, I love his loyalty to the team. And just to see what it means to be a Knick. Now, of course, it's a Hawks fan. I don't want too keen on Knicks, but Jalen Brunson got his money, sort of, kind of, I just say, pay cut. He wants to bring in another star. He wants to bring in some more role players. Not this offseason, but probably next offseason, or like during a trade deadline. This gives them flexibility through December 15th when the trading period is lifted for players that were signed in the offseason. So, could we see big trades? Absolutely, we can see big trades. Personal sacrifices. I want to hit on some of these. Team chemistry, personal sacrifice, and the loyalty to the Knicks. Those are the things that Jalen Brunson hit on, I guarantee you, in his head, and was like, you know what? These guys gave me a chance when nobody else gave me a chance. They gave me $100 million when everybody else wanted to give me probably like, what, $50 million or lower than that. So this guy comes in here. Everybody thinks this is a way overpay. He's not going to be good. Becomes an all-star, and this guy is just probably a top 5 point guard in the NBA right now. I would definitely give him that. Team chemistry. Taking less money. It allows the Knicks to be flexible. Like I said, it allows the Knicks to have that little bit of cap space, right? That ties into the loyalty thing. You know what? I'm going to take a pay cut for you guys so that way you can sign newly acquired Mikal Bridges next offseason to an extension. Unless he wants to go ahead and do it this offseason, we don't know. And then the personal sacrifice. Jalen Brunson understands that this is the Knicks' best chance to win a championship in a long time. Probably since the 2013-14 or somewhere around those smaller years with Carmelo Anthony. This is your best chance to do it, right? You strike out on Zion. You strike out on KD. You strike out on Kyrie. You didn't get Jimmy Butler. You didn't get Klay Thompson. You didn't get Kawhi Leonard. You didn't get LeBron James back in 2010. This is all the things leading up to this moment for the Knicks. You have to capitalize on this moment. Now, I want to talk about some rapid fire topics for next week. We're going to get into the WNBA. Just falling back on what Angel Reese has done historically. Preseason predictions for the NFL. College football watch. And then, of course, we're also going to have a little bit of who knows what this game I come up with. So who knows what, I will be putting a poll out to see who knows what on what trivia questions. So definitely make sure that you are ready for that when it comes up. You already know who this is, TAG Live 205. That is a wrap for today's show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm streaming on all platforms, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Instagram for right now as we are working to move to other platforms. Don't forget to like it up, subscribe, and I am out. Stay live. Peace.